Well, we feel your vibration, and we hear your words, and we see what's in your vibrational escrow. And so the reason that we are teasing a bit with our "we don't really believe a word you're saying" sound is because we see what is in your vibrational escrow, and we know that you could not clearly define it because you've been contributing to it for such a long time. Do you know what your vibrational escrow is? Do you know what we mean by that? You are source energy in physical bodies. Are you coming to remember that? And as you come forth into this physical body, the variety that surrounds you inspires constant new awareness of what you would prefer. And each of those preferences, whether you ever say a word about it out loud or not, each of those preferences moves forth out of you like a rocket of desire into what we are calling a vibrational escrow. That rocket of desire emanates from you all day, every day. When you know what you don't want, a rocket of desire about what you do want flows forth from you. And when that happens, the broader, non-physical part of you rides that rocket and becomes the vibrational equivalent of it. So there is a vibrational version of you that is preceding you. Even now you are in this physical body, just like that vibrational version of you preceded you before you came into this physical body. So this vibrational escrow is not something that is just floating out there. It is something that has already become. In fact, the larger part of you has become it because of the physical part of you and what you're living. So there is this duality within you, you might say, these two vibrational points of reference that are always playing off one another. The question that we are wanting to ask you to ask yourself all day, every day is the physical, human, mortal part of me, this leading edge me that I know as me, the one that my mother named and the one that I have seen as me in the mirror, this physical part of me, is this physical part of me with all that I'm thinking and doing, is this physical part of me a vibrational match to the larger part of me? Because if it is a vibrational match to the larger part of you, then that means you are in this moment a vibrational match not only to the larger part of you, but to the vibrational escrow that is there where the larger part of you is. Are you getting a sense of it? In other words, when your life causes you to know that you don't want this, and therefore that you do want this, the larger part of you knows that no one would know better for you than you. And so when you give birth to that rocket of desire and the next and the next and the next and the next and the next, you're constantly amending your desires. The non-physical part of you becomes it and holds itself as the vibrational equivalent of it. Now, we can feel that you have a sense that you were certainly something before you came into this body. And in the same way that the electricity runs through the walls of your building and you plug your toaster in, you don't ask the electricity to come and be the toaster. You know that the electricity will be the electricity and that it will, in a sense, power the toaster. And we want you to know that in your human form, you are the toaster. But that you have another part of you, the non-physical part of you, that is the energy, the source energy, the God force, the evolving eternal part of you. So it is our desire that you come to recognize these vibrational aspects of you and that you begin to pay attention to the emotions that you feel all day, every day, because they are your indicator of this vibrational mix between who you are letting yourself be by virtue of the thoughts you're thinking here and now, and who you have become by virtue of all that you have lived, including that which you have just set forth through the contrast that you are living. Are you beginning to get a sense of it? As you recognize these two vibrational aspects, the most important thing that we want to convey to you today is that law of attraction, the most powerful law in the universe, the law that manages all vibrational frequencies and brings those frequencies that match one another together. Law of attraction is responding to both vibrational offerings of you, to the eternal offering and to the now offering. Now, just from what you know of how long you've been in this body and what you certainly must logically speculate about the eternal part of you, which part of you do you think law of attraction has been responding to the longest? The eternal part of you, or this human part of you? Interesting translation from Esther. But we were wanting to demonstrate the difference between who you really are and who you are. And when you understand that you have the ability, by virtue of the choice of your thoughts, to bring this physical part of you into vibrational alignment with who you really are, when law of attraction is responding to this singular vibration, you are powerful beyond your wildest current dreams. But when your energy is split, when who you really are is vibrating here, and who you are allowing yourself to be is vibrating here, not only is your power of influence not much at all, but you can feel the discord in your being because you're not letting yourself be who life has caused you to become. So, that's what this art of allowing is all about. The art of allowing me in my physical body to become a vibrational match to who I really am, which is the same thing as saying the art of allowing me to return to who I am, the art of allowing me to close the vibrational gap between who I am being in my body and who I am being in my eternal form, the art of allowing me to become a vibrational match to all of the wonderful things that life has caused me to put into my vibrational escrow. In other words, it is such a wonderful thing when you get a conscious bead on the way you feel, because your emotions are helping you in every moment to quantify the journey between who you are allowing yourself to be and who you really are. And we want you to get the feeling that when law of attraction is responding to this powerful vibrational being that you have become, as law of attraction responds to that vibrational emission, the sensation that you have in your physical body is one of being called toward it. That's what your feeling of passion is. That's what a feeling of enthusiasm is. That's what that feeling of excitement or expectation is. That's the feeling of you being in the vibrational vicinity of that vibrational calling point and being close enough to it that you're getting a feeling of it as it is calling you to it. When you feel that joyous, positive emotion, that means that you are within the vibrational vicinity of this powerful attraction. And the sensation to you is that it's like a powerful river that is moving downstream. And if you even stick your toe in it, the river will sweep you with its current toward what you are wanting. And when you understand that everything that you want is within that current and it is moving downstream, and you begin to relax and allow yourself to go with that steady flow, everything that you want will begin showing up in your experience. We see so many of you. You take your raft or your rubber raft down to the river's edge, and you get into the raft, and almost without exception, you turn it upstream and begin paddling very hard. We know it is illogical, isn't it? And we say, why not go with the flow? And our human friends think about it briefly and then say, that just seems lazy. The people who try hard, look at them all. Look how hard they try. And those are the ones who are rewarded. I learned it when I was little. The harder you try, the better things will go for you, and there is no gain without pain. I was told that over and over and over again, and since I want gain, then I want pain. So get out of my way and let me paddle. Look how strong I am becoming. And then they point out to us all the other strong ones that are virtuous and valiant and paddling upstream too. And we listen politely, but then we just cannot stop ourselves from saying, because we have seen the big picture and we know who you are and we know why you came and we know who you really are. We know that everything that you want is downstream and that nothing that you want is upstream. And so all that struggle, every time you try, even when you say, I'm sick and I'm going to beat it, you turn upstream. Every time you say, I'm going to heal this illness, you turn upstream. Feel the difference between healing an illness and allowing the natural wellness. Can't you feel the downstream quality of allowing the wellness to return and the upstream quality of beating the illness? And so, without knowing it, Most of our human friends have picked up very upstream habits. And the art of allowing is about letting go of those oars. And it's easy to let go of the oars when you know that everything that you want is downstream, and when you know that the source energy within you, then the broader part of you, is down there tending what you are wanting. But when you believe that you have to work hard, when you believe that struggle is inherent in achieving, then while we will admit that you can move some physical things around, we have to say to you that creation through action is mediocre at best in terms of the results it brings to you. And that creation through alignment of energy is where all of the masters and all of those that you revere have found their place. You cannot be a magnificent creator without alignment with the energy of your origin, without alignment with the energy of your source, without alignment to the energy of the power that creates worlds. And when you hold yourself apart from it, you know it, you feel rotten, and when you find yourself aligning to it, you feel wonderful. Isn't it nice that you were born with a guidance system that lets you easily know from wherever you stand if the thought you're thinking, if the words you are speaking, you can tell by the way you feel if it's upstream in nature or downstream in nature. The way you are feeling right now won't tell you the best thought you've ever thought or the best thought that's ever been thought. It will only tell you the directional choice of your thoughts. It will let you know if you're going toward what you want or away from what you want, toward who you really are or away from who you really are. You're sort of like a two-headed monster, and we just want both heads to go in the same direction. And we don't mean that disrespectfully, because we're the other head. We want you to come into alignment with all that you've become. And so these are the most powerful words that we want you to remember. I, in my human form, I, in my physical body, I want to allow myself to be that which life has caused me to become. And if you don't keep up with you, you don't feel good. And every negative emotion you feel is only about that. Only about that. It's only about you not keeping up with you. You think it's, oh no, this negative emotion is because my lover left me. Oh no, this negative emotion is because I don't have enough money, or because I'm afraid of what's happening globally in the world. And we say, every single time you feel negative emotion, it's because you're not keeping up with you. Meaning, you're not looking at this situation through the eyes of source, through the eyes of knowing, through the eyes of expansion, through the eyes of power. You're looking at this situation through the eyes of bondage, through the eyes of powerlessness, through the eyes of disempowerment to some degree. When you feel joy or love or appreciation, all of those emotions are about your perception of utter empowerment. And when you feel depression or fear, those feelings are your indication of your perception of powerlessness. Do you know that? Have you ever felt depressed, you know, that empty feeling, and then got really, really mad about it? And didn't you notice that when you got mad, you felt less powerless? And wouldn't you say, we shouldn't put words in your mouth, but we can hardly help it. Wouldn't you say that you would every time rather be angry or enraged than afraid? Every time. We know you would. And the reason we know you would is because we see you. Every time you feel powerless, you get mad at first, till someone bigger than you convinces you that your anger is not a good thing. You have this natural inclination to begin moving in the direction of who you really are and where everything is. If you are made to feel as if you do not have power, the first thing you do, and you may remember it if you think back, and you may recognize it as you look at the little ones, you throw a fit. Because you know at every level of your being that you are free and that you are supposed to be able to get what you want. It is an innate tenet of who you are. So when someone tries to convince you that you are not, it's like a pillow pressed to your face. You flail about. But in time, just like you break your horses, we see you break your children, in the sense that finally most of them will give up if the bigger one insists that the direction of anger from the feeling of powerlessness is the wrong direction. But we're here to tell you that every time it's the right direction. Oh, if you were frustrated or overwhelmed, we would never coach you to anger. That's going upstream. We would only coach you to anger if you're feeling powerless, if you're feeling depression. We would coach you into revenge. We wouldn't ask you to hang around there until you've done something terrible.